It's time for another episode of The Adventures of William Ruby, Private Detective, brought to you by Sugar Twinkle Cereal. Sugar Twinkles. They're made with sugar for energy and a fairy dusting of 8 vitamins and minerals to make it twinkly healthy. Grown-ups and kids alike love Sugar Twinkles. Make it a part of your breakfast.
Ruby here. Most people think I'm nothing but a wisecracking tough guy with the brains to outsmart most lawbreakers. I'll admit I may resemble that description, but there's more to me than that. I'm good with kids. I'm good with my niece and nephew, anyway. Even my brother George admits that. I like listening to the opera on occasion. I'm nuts about science. I built a radio from scratch. I've gone out to the desert to stargaze. I even took a class on seismology. I now have at least an appreciation for art. I couldn't say that before this one case. It's not that I didn't like art. Who doesn't like the Mona Lisa? I just didn't pay much attention to it. Then I got a visit from the one and only Aristide Maxime. I didn't know it then, but he's a very popular artist. It was going to be a nutty case. I knew it from the first words he uttered. I needed a nutty case. It was early April. My partner in work and romance, Frankie, had been away for a month caring for her mother and had no idea when she'd be able to return. The word if had started creeping into our conversations. I hate that word. Meanwhile, I kept busy. My family and friends had been keeping me company when I needed it. I started a side job as a consultant for a radio show, and a couple of cases filled the rest of my waking hours, so I didn't have too much time to dwell on that if. The morning the nuttiness started, I was finishing up the notes in the most recent case with the help of my sister, Harry, who was between movies. She's a stunt woman. She's pretty nutty herself, but she had nothing on the figure who strode into the office that morning. For one thing, she'd never wear a black velvet cape and matching fedora. I didn't even know they made fedoras in velvet.
You really hate commas, don't you? I don't think there's one in this whole report.
I don't hate them, I just forget them. On the other hand, I do hate 2-letter conjunctions.
Huh? Oh, she said if again, I take it. I'm sorry, kid.
Not as half as sorry as I am. Roberta said I should appreciate her honesty.
She's right, you should. How's consulting with her going anyway?
Really? Well. She and John have come up with some great scripts, and with Walter Stone taking over as Eddie, the case files of Eddie James is becoming one of the best shows on the radio.
Good. Now to get you to stop eating ham and Swiss sandwiches and eat something at least different, if not healthy.
I do eat different things. I had loamy salmon last night. Hello? How can I help?
Do I have the pleasure of addressing William Ruby, the private detective?
You do indeed, and I have the pleasure of responding to...
Aristide Maxime, surely you have heard of me, the artiste sans pareil.
I'm afraid not.
You painted 6th Street Bridge with T-Rex, didn't you?
Yes, oui, that is indeed my work. A woman of discerning taste. Who might you be? No! Don't tell me. That lovely Titian hair says it all. You are the detective's sister.
Harriet Ruby at your service. Friends call me Harry.
Bah! A terrible name for such a lovely flower. I shall call you Lily.
So, what can we do for you, Mr. Maxime?
Aristide, please, s'il vous plaît. I refuse to kowtow to the rigidity of societal demands. There are many things you could do that would make me happy. Admire fine art. Find your inner soul. Laugh. The thing that would make me joyous, however, would be for you to allow me to retain your employment.
In what capacity? Fine art admirer or professional giggler?
Clever, my dear sleuth. In your capacity as the master of ascertaining the truth, of course, n'est-ce pas? I need you. No, not here. This is not the right environment in which to divulge my secrets. You have no joie de vivre here. Lily is the proverbial petunia in a patch that would not even grow the onions. And someone may have followed me. This is for your ears only. The danger could be great if the wrong person gets wind of my intentions. Come to my home. Here's the address. It is nearly noon now. I expect you in time for tea. A bientôt. For now.
He
sure brings new meaning to the phrase temperamental artist, doesn't he? That has to be an act. I refuse to believe anyone could really be like that.
Oh, I can. I've dealt with more than one, but I think you're right. Well, I don't have any other cases right now, so I'll go. Care to join me, Lily?
You bet. I wouldn't miss this one. Lily Ruby. Kind of reminds me of a torch singer, but I think I like it. Maybe I'll keep it. At least people wouldn't expect to meet a man anymore.
You have no one but yourself to blame for that nickname. You're the one who picked it.
Because the one you were using was so much worse.
I only used Harry because George used it. Now let's finish these reports and then head over to Sadie's. I promise I won't order a ham and Swiss. Then I want to stop at the library. I want to know more about the man in the velvet cape. For the record, I had luau stew for lunch. Sadie, the proprietor of Sadie's, was born and raised in Hawaii. Her menu has quite a few Hawaiian-style dishes. That day, she had gotten in some taro, so I had poi too. Most non-Hawaiians hate the stuff. I love it. After lunch, Harry and I did a little research on Aristide Maxime. I had a feeling that was not his real name. I was right. According to Who's Who, he was born Alfred Mello in Mount Vernon, New York, to an oil company executive father and a concert violinist mother. One book had a collection of photos of some of his work, including the one Harry had mentioned, 6th Street Bridge with T-Rex. I didn't get it. I didn't see a bridge or a dinosaur or anything really definable. To me, it was just a bunch of blobby shapes and lines and squiggles over several random murky colors. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. Yet, in Aristide, we're big in the art world, judging from all the books and articles we found. I wondered what he needed me for. Well, there was only one way to find out.
You must be Will Ruby and his sister. Lily? Al said, I think.
It's actually Harry, but I'm thinking about changing it.
How did Al get Lily out of Harry? Never mind. Come in, please. I'm Al's sister, Florence, by the way. I act as his assistant, mostly because no one else can handle him. Here's Mr. Ruby and Lily Ruby, Al.
Florence! It's Aristide and company. How many times must I tell you?
At least one more time, dear. Keep your beret on. If he's as good a detective as we've heard, he already knows your real name.
I confess, I do.
See? Now show him the real you. I'll go get the tea.
Bah! That woman is insufferable.
Yeah, sisters tend to be like that.
Hey!
What? It's true. So, what do you need me to do, Aristide?
My work is being featured in a show at Peterson's Gallery Sublime in Beverly Hills. The exhibit starts tomorrow with a tedious party for a bunch of self-important snobs who, unfortunately, are also the most likely to purchase my work. There will be other artists, press people, and at least one art critic. I cannot abide a lot of them. I also do not trust a lot of them. I want you to mingle in the crowd, listen for any comments that might besmirch my name, watch for any attempts at altering my work or even alter my person. You are to report to me any instances of the first, and of course prevent the other two, especially the last. I still have masterpieces to paint.
You really think someone is out to murder you?
Of course! I think all good artists fear for their lives. The value of their work always rises drastically upon their death, does it not? N'est-ce pas?
Oh, brother. And I mean that in all definitions. I'm sure people have had black thoughts about you, Al, but actually drive the dagger into your heart? Not even I would do that. And I have the biggest motive, trust me. Drink your tea and stop being so paranoid.
You never know, Florence. The members of the art world are a passionate lot. Have I received any threats? No. I would like to keep it that way. Will you do it, Will? Ha ha ha! Will. That is amusing. Très amusant.
It was. The first 500 times, anyway. I don't know much about the art world, but I'd be happy to do it.
You have a day to learn. Lily, darling, will you be able to come as well? I really think it would be best if Will has a date. He would be less conspicuous.
I can't, unfortunately. I start a new film tomorrow, and I'll be hard at it until probably midnight.
Don't worry. I think I can scrounge up a girl or two.
With looks like yours, I'm sure you can.
Oh, Florence, you are incorrigible. Dress is creatively formal, Will. Go see my friends Preston and Porter at Perkins & Perkins. Tell them I sent you, and they will know how to kitsch you.
I know those two. This ought to be interesting. Now, about my fee?
That. I am a bit strapped for liquid assets at the moment. I am sure to have plenty after the showing, but I don't want you to wait that long. Instead, I want you to have a pair of my newest works. I thought about including them in the show, but I'm actually too fond of them to want them to be sold to some greedy snob. I call them Hollywood 1 and Hollywood 2, as they are interpretations of the boulevard at night. I love the idea that they will be housed in the place they represent, and I know at least you, Lily, will appreciate them.
They, sure are, compelling.
Will, I don't know if you noticed in that book we were looking at, but 6th Street Bridge with T-Rex was valued at $10,000.
Was? Oh, thank you, Aristide. That is quite generous of you.
I know. Je sais. Do a good job and you will have earned them. I think that is all. Oh! The party starts at 7. Please be prompt. I want you to be one of the first there. Remember, creative formal. The more creative, the better. I will see you tomorrow. Lily, I do hope I see you again soon.
So do I. It's been a real pleasure.
I'll show you how to get out of here, as His Highness is too important to perform such a menial task.
Florence! Rotten cow.
Pigeon poop.
Donkey butt.
Rooster feathers. I love riling him up. Here's the door. Guess I'll see you tomorrow, Mr. Detective. I can't wait to see you dressed up, especially if Preston and Porter are doing the dressing.
Yeah, neither can I think. Getting outfitted by fashion experts Preston and Porter Perkins for anything would be interesting. But tell them they had to be creative? Oh boy! Well, I won't go into any gory details about what they made me wear. Suffice to say it involved a cutaway tuxedo and a vest that was a copy of a Jackson Pollock painting. My date was as unusual as my getup. I was going to ask Roberta, one of the writers of the show I consult for, but when Harry and I stopped into Sadie's on our way back to the office, I got a very different date. Flame MacDowd, Sadie's business partner and owner of the Aloha Club, was there. She confessed that she was an art aficionado and a big fan of Aristide and practically begged me to take her. Couldn't say no.
Thanks for bringing me tonight, Will. I almost couldn't sleep last night. I was so excited.
You're welcome. You look fantastic, by the way. I could swear I saw the pattern on your dress in one of Aristide's paintings in the book I read.
Thanks. You probably did see it. I brought a print of one of his paintings, Morning Glories in Their Glory, to my dressmaker. They replicated it in sequins. I'm glad I finally have an occasion to wear it. It's not a dress I would wear to the club.
Yeah, I'm glad you have this occasion, too. Wow.
Well, don't get any ideas.
Don't worry. I know the score. And so do you. So tell me more about Aristide and his art. I really don't get it.
Aristide Maxime is part of the movement known as abstract expressionism. The artists use art to convey emotion. It started in New York, where Aristide is from. He brought the movement to the West Coast.
Well, that helps. A little. He gave me a couple as a payment instead of cash, by the way.
A couple? That's a very generous payment. I'd love to see them.
You will, promise. Tell me about the ones here. This one, for instance. Do you know it? The card says it's The Lonely View 1950. The Lonely View of what?
I do know it. The larger explanation is it's about life, when someone is feeling at their lowest. But more specifically, it's a panorama of the San Fernando Valley, as seen through tears. I know that view well.
You are either an expert or a muse. I know of nobody else who could have figured that one out, not even myself. And I tried for hours before I asked Aristide.
I'm neither, just a fan.
Then you should become either or both. The art world needs your eye, not to mention the rest of you. Maurice Templeton.
You're an art critic. I've seen your name in the paper.
It reads. But I am indeed. It's a daunting task, as there is so much to criticize. But not Aristide's, however. I actually tolerate his work. And, you are?
Will Ruby. I'm an acquaintance of Aristide's. And this is Flame MacDowd.
Oh, well, now I know why it's so warm in this room. Are you the same Flame of the Aloha Club?
The one and only.
I love that place. That drink you created, the North Shore. Ah, it's truly sublime.
So you're the reason I'm always running out of rum.
I bet he is. He needs it to see straight.
Imogen Creech, in case you aren't familiar. Imogen, Will Ruby, and Flame MacDowd. No, it's to unsee what people refer to as art, Imogen. Such a waste of canvas and pigment.
Good thing I'm a sculptor.
Oh, is that what you call that heap behind you? I thought it was leftovers from the gallery remodel. I take my leave. Enjoy the show as only you can, Miss MacDowd.
Heap, he says. I'll have you know that I received top prize at the Laguna Arts Festival for that so-called heap. It's not made out of lumber and plaster either. Symbol of Love number 3 is a very carefully assembled collection of heart shapes, Valentine candy boxes, toys, pillows, other trinkets, all surrounded by things that could destroy them. Together, they represent the struggle of finding love through societal rules and regulations.
Well, that explains all the barbed wire and all the knives and spears and hand grenades. I sure hope those grenades are fake. The arrow through the stuffed bear is a good touch.
Thanks. The grenades are real, but the explosives have been removed. If there's anything on there you want to stab, help yourself. All of the weapons can be pulled out so the viewer can have a personal experience.
Maybe later.
How about you, Miss MacDowd?
Thanks, but the thing I'd want to stab most isn't in that pile.
Suit yourself. It'll be here, probably for a long time. I won't sell it to just anyone. As Jasper knows all too well, he tried to sell it yesterday before the show even opened to an idiot who wanted to use it as a backyard fountain. The guy would have even paid double. I reminded his assistant that I have final say on purchases and nixed it. That vacuous woman was livid. Too bad. My art is not a pigeon roost. think I'll go find the free champagne. Excuse me.
Are all art people this kooky?
No, some are kookier. Let's walk around. I want to see Aristide's other works.
So, what did you want to stab with that sculpture?
Let's just say it's a different heart shape and very personal. You?
Yeah, I'd probably pick my own heart too. The odds that Frankie doesn't come back are getting better.
Sorry to hear it. Really. If there's anything I can do.
Ah, there you are, Will. Oh, I adore what P&P have done with you. It is absolutely perfect for the occasion. And bless the stars for the lovely creature you have at your side.
Aristide, this is Flame MacDowd.
Flame! Any other woman who dared to take that name could not hold a candle to you as the wax would drip down to her feet. I am humbled to make your acquaintance.
And I'm thrilled to make yours. I love your work.
So I see. That is my morning glories in their glory, replicated on your gown. I am positively pink from the tribute. You shall be awarded a special prize. Will, Flame, this is Jasper Peterson, owner of this gallery, and his personal assistant, Pauline Mello. Will is the one I was telling you about, Jasper.
You won't have anything to do, Ruby. This is a classic gallery with classy clientele. The worst that could happen is a heated tete-a-tete over the best shade of $1 million to use.
Yeah, would and could are two different things. I'm here for the could.
Hedging the bets, got it. Just hedge them on the down low, okay? Art buyers are a skittish bunch. They get the wrong idea and they'll bolt and never come back.
Mum's the word.
JP, WM just walked in the door and you promised him 5 minutes. Then you have to crunch numbers with RK and FM before the big welcome.
Almost forgot. You saved me again. That's Pauline for you. Fabulous assistant. Don't know what I'd do without her. She knows what I need before I do and make sure I get it. You should get yourself one, Ruby.
He has one.
All right. Yeah, sorry. Let's go. And remember, Ruby, down low.
Insufferable, arrogant, pompous.
Careful. He's also the guy who's making your money for you.
Ah, yes. Oui. So soon I forget. I should go open my arms to my adoring fans. I should also find that irritating sister of mine. Oh, there you are, Florence.
Here I am, your human security blanket, you gum on the bottom of my shoe. I was going over the price tags with indelible ink so Jasper couldn't change them. Shouldn't you be mingling, brother dear?
I'm about to do the very thing, you silly cow. Attend my train.
The things I do for family.
He really does have a train. That is the longest cape I've ever seen.
He's a sun in his own solar system. So, what do we do next?
Wander and watch. My detective sense is starting to perk up. Something is either not right or about to be not right. Nothing was right with that scenario. Not the people, and not artwork that included hand grenades. And not to me anyway. Flame was a lot more comfortable with it. She said with all the different characters she has to deal with, people like Aristide and his 10-foot cape train were nothing. She really seemed to enjoy the next hour, admiring the artwork and hobnobbing with the artists and patrons. I mostly smiled and tried to keep away from Imogen's sculptures. Sculptures. She had 3 there, all equally lethal, and I watched for behavior that went beyond the quirkiness that emanated from everyone. What I should have been looking for was my own kind of normal.
Bah! This event has become tedious. I tire of all the accolades.
You? Not possible. It must be lack of oxygen to your brain. There are a lot of people crammed into this space, though.
I am willing to acquiesce to that notion. That being said, I refuse to starve my neurons any longer. I shall offer a small homily to my followers, then bid a fond adieu. Will either you have done an excellent job and frightened off any would-be assailants, or there were none to begin with. I feel nothing untoward will happen now, so I release you with gratitude in my heart and platitudes on my lips.
Thanks, but to me, this job doesn't end until you're actually home. So I'll stick around a little while longer.
You, sir, are a gentleman and a consummate professional. Jasper!
Aristide! Thrilling show, spectacular turnout, and at least 3 of your works have sold.
4, JP. 4. JP said we should have had an auction, and as usual, he was right. JP is always right.
Bah! The only reason Jasper wanted an auction was because it would have meant more commission for him. My art is to be appreciated, not stockpiled like gold bars or stock certificates. You'll both still earn plenty.
Oh, I don't think JP would ever.
Thank you, Pauline. So what's up, Aristide?
I wish to depart. After a few words, of course.
Acknowledgement time already, huh? Okay. Imogen, come here. Good. Pauline, get the crowd's attention. Aristide, Imogen, come over here to the middle.
Flame, let's get behind him.
Trouble?
Let's just say I never doubt my detective sense.
Everyone, please gather over here. JP, Mr. Peterson would like your undivided attention. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Jasper Peterson, owner of Peterson's Gallery Sublime.
Thanks, Pauline. Hey, great show, isn't it? The reason it's so great is this man, Aristide Maxime.
Hey!
We're here for you as well, Imogen, but Aristide is about to depart, and he has a few words to say. Aristide.
I wish to extend my deepest gratitude for the presence of all of you here this evening. There is a certain amount of self-gratification in the creation of art, I must admit. But real satisfaction comes when the stranger sets eyes upon a work and feels the ecstasy, sorrow, and melancholia I have released from my soul and set upon the canvas. To those of you who love my work so much you have purchased it, I offer you my profound thanks. Merci, merci! I bid you all a fond farewell. May we meet again.
Aristide, duck! There's a spear heading right for you!
Oh my God! Unbelievable! What's going on?
How ironic. Oh my God. Imogen's been impaled by her own sculpture.
Florence was right. Imogen had gotten to the chest with one of the spears from Symbol of Love, number 3. Whoever had thrown it with enough force that it nearly went through her. Death was almost instantaneous. Aristide fainted almost as quickly. Florence caught him. Flame, bless her, jumped into the action right away and blocked the door before anyone could leave. Most of the patrons wanted a peek at the body, but I stopped that by covering poor Imogen with Aristide's cape. Aristide was none too happy about that when he came to. I was none too happy when the police came, without my brother. Instead, Sergeant Bradford Wallace strode in. That guy makes my brother seem positively giddy. And he has an issue with me. This was not going to be fun.
An art gallery. This is gonna be a nightmare. O'Malley, round up everyone into the farthest corner from the body, which is where... Well. Will Ruby, private detective. Why am I not surprised this has your fingerprints all over it?
Actually, I don't have my fingerprints on anything in here except for a glass of champagne. Hello to you too, Brad. Where's my brother?
It's Sergeant Wallace to you, Seamus, and Lieutenant Ruby is at home. The captain says we are not to disturb him at night until after his babies are born. What are you doing here? You couldn't possibly be an art aficionado.
As a matter of fact, smart guy, I am a student of the movement known as Abstract Expressionism.
He is, Brad, and I'm his teacher.
Miss MacDowd, I didn't see you there.
How do you miss a 5'10" redhead in sequins?
He didn't. Now ask if he's afraid of me.
You're kidding.
Shut up. I'm not buying that you're just here to look at a bunch of paintings, Seamus.
I didn't say I was. I'm also here at the request of Aristide Maxime, who is concerned for his safety.
Oh? Did someone make a threat against him? I am the him, and no, I was merely erring on the side of caution. That being said, if Will hadn't been here, it would have been me under this velvet shroud. The spear was aimed at you? It certainly appeared that way to me. I was like a poor wild creature transfixed by the glow of an auto headlight, unable to move out of its trajectory. Will leapt between it and me and pulled me out of its deadly path. A true hero, as precious as the gem he is named for. Oh, brother. I'm sorry, sir, but this guy is no hero. Just a pain in the neck. I'm sure everyone saw you on the receiving end of the murder weapon, so I won't hold you, Ruby. For now, just stay out of my way and don't try to meddle or I'll find something to arrest you for.
Yes, sir, your worshipfulness, sir.
I'm not kidding. I want you to answer a couple of questions. Then I want you to find a corner and sit in it. Who's the stiff?
The victim is an artist named Imogen Creech. She created the, sculptures.
Her name isn't Imogen Creech. Nobody would name their child that. I'll find out what it really is. Who owns this place?
It is her real name, and Jasper Peterson owns the gallery. He's the man by the door, the one in the tux and the bright yellow vest. That's his assistant with him, Pauline Miller.
The one in the dress with the eyes all over it? You're all crazy. I'm already getting a headache. Get out of my sight and don't get back into it until I call for you.
What an idiot. He's gonna make a mess out of this whole case.
Not for long. I know how much of an idiot he is, too. So, while he was chewing you out, I slipped away and called George. The police department may not be able to call him, but I can. He's on the way, and Harry will go to his house from work. I called her, too.
Flame MacDowd, I could kiss you. Don't worry, I won't. Aristide, I know it looked like you were the target, but I'm not sure that's the case. Know of anyone who had a grudge against Imogen?
Imogen? Nary a soul. She was abrasive, but talented. Florence, has any scuttlebutt reached your ears?
Nope. I, for one, actually liked her, and I don't think I was the only one.
Maybe there's a clue in her, sculpture. It's kind of in a corner, and, well, Wallace said to go to a corner, so let's go.
Well, I see you four have the same question I have. Why does this horrible pile of junk exist?
I don't know. Why do you exist?
Florence, you marmoset! He appreciates my talents, remember?
Yes, Florence, do remember that. Also know that I appreciate you, and in more ways than one.
Keep that up while I inspect this sculpture. I don't want Wallace to catch me.
Happy to oblige. I appreciate you as well, and I don't appreciate that police clown. Aristide, why was Imogen even showing tonight? I thought the exhibition was supposed to be all you.
It was. I decided that my light is so large that I could allow someone to bask in it as well.
The truth is he shorted us. He was supposed to have included his two newest works, Hollywood and Hollywood Duh. But he didn't finish them in time, and poor JP had to scramble to find a worthy artist to fill the empty spaces.
What are you talking about? You finished them. They were done a couple of weeks ago.
What?
Florence! She is correct, Pauline.
But you promised to show them here. JP said the art world was buzzing about them, and several art collectors were dying to buy them. Oh, the money that could have been made.
I did not promise to show them here, you little twit. I merely mentioned that the 2 works were in progress. Jasper made an assumption and did not confer with me. The only promise I made was to provide 12 works, 12 works. I have done so.
Oh, JP is going to be livid. He really wanted those paintings here. Where are they? You must bring them right away.
Not possible. They are no longer in my possession. Once I'd completed them and saw their depth, I knew they could only go to one who could truly appreciate them. I gifted the pair to that person just yesterday, and with them is where they will stay.
This is awful, inconceivable, and unforgivable. I'm going to tell JP about this right away. Expect a lawsuit, Mr. Maxime.
Awful, inconceivable, and unforgivable? I get awful and unforgivable, but inconceivable, in reference to my brother? I don't think that word means what she thinks it means. Or she doesn't know my brother.
I don't understand why she was so upset. Up until Imogen's untimely piercing, the show was going quite well. There was a bit of excitement about Hollywood's 1 and 2, but I think you've made up for that disappointment, Aristide.
I blush at your praise.
Who got them? Just out of curiosity.
A new friend who was destined to become a good friend. One who knows all sides of the city of Ritter, hope, and dreams.
You will.
I refuse to answer on the grounds that I don't want to get screened up by a gallery owner's assistant.
You found something.
Yeah.
I told you very specifically to not meddle in my investigation, Ruby. If you have tampered with any evidence...
Will never tampers or meddles, Wallace. As for the investigation, it's mine now. Back off.
Sir, I thought we were banned from summoning you.
You are. I received a call from a concerned citizen. Thanks for that call, Flame. Harry showed up just as I was leaving, so thank you for that as well.
You're welcome, Lieutenant. I figured you'd prefer to take over now and not to have to clean up a mess later.
But...
You figured right. Go back to the station, Wallace. I'm going to sign you up for a refresher course on how to treat witnesses when I'm done with this. Go!
Yes, sir. I had this under control. If it wasn't for that Seamus and his brother...
I heard that. Yeah, what an idiot. He goes on report in the morning. Sorry, Will.
It's not your fault. I was actually glad to hear that you're not allowed to bug you at night. How is Dolores?
Oh, man, miserable. So, I got the basic details from Flame when she called. What are you doing now?
Figuring out how the murder was committed. This is the sculpture the murder weapon came from. It hit the victim with quite a force, and I wondered how a person could throw it so hard and why we didn't see them throw it. They didn't throw it. There's a rig like a crossbow in here.
Crossbow? Huh. Reminds me of another case. Was it put there on purpose, or is it just part of this,
The word is sculpture, Big Brother. And careful, the creator of all the paintings is standing beside you. George, this is Aristide Maxime. His sister Florence, and Maurice Templeton, the art critic.
Hello? So, who created this?
The victim, Imogen Creech.
Imogen Creech.
Don't do it, Big Brother. Old routine. It's really her name. Come with me, I'll show you the body.
What is going on? I feel like I walked into a bad dream with all these weird paintings and sculptures. And you and Flame?
Flame overheard I had to come to this as part of a case and asked to come with me. She's a big fan of Aristide's work. She's also the safest date I could come up with, so I said okay.
Oh, safest?
Yeah. So, here's Imogen.
Ouch. I don't need the coroner to tell me cause of death. Any idea of a motive?
I've heard a few possible motives. I think one of them is the real one. I just need to figure out which one.
We need to figure it out, little brother. We're going to have to do it quick. Between the status of most of the people here and the press in and outside the building, we're going to have to solve this now. All right, anyone we can rule out?
Yeah, me, Flame, Aristide, and Florence. Aristide was talking to the crowd with Florence off to one side and Flame and I behind.
So you would have noticed if someone had run out after the murder was committed.
Yeah, I had my eye on the door as soon as it happened.
You thought of something.
Yeah, maybe. Spear came from that direction. Yeah, okay. Crouch down with me and look over at the sculpture. What do you see?
What do I see? Okay, a box of candy, a hatchet, a teddy bear, a hand grenade. A hand grenade?
It's deactivated. Anything else?
No, just a hole.
Doesn't it strike you as odd that there's a hole in a sculpture that's crammed with junk? I know it strikes me as odd. What should be there? Look carefully at the teddy bear.
Well, it doesn't have a head, not that it would matter much. From here, all that it could be seen is its eyes anyway.
Exactly. This was premeditated and carefully planned. Now, why... Yeah, that would do it. Okay, George, I've got it. I just need 5 minutes alone in the gallery office to confirm the motive, then we can wrap this thing up.
Good. I'm dying to know what you figured out, but we don't have time. I'll go question the gallery staff and keep them busy. Hey, would Wallace have figured it out?
Wallace? Never in a million years.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Remind me to tell Flame I owe her one. Now, go. Ladies and gentlemen, quiet please. The police have an announcement. Go ahead, Lieutenant. Thank you, Mr. Peterson. We have uncovered certain evidence that proves who the murderer is. We'd like everyone but the gallery staff, Mr. Maxime, Miss Mello, Mr. Templeton, Miss MacDowd, and Mr. Ruby to exit the building. Please do so now in a quiet and orderly fashion. Come back tomorrow! It's one of us. Rather, I should ask, it's one of you? Because I know I didn't do it.
No, you didn't. But let's not start with the who. Let's start with the why. The why is greed, pure and simple. Imogen wouldn't allow her sculptures to be sold to just anyone, even when the offer was double the price tag. Someone offered $25,000 for Symbol of Love No. 3 over there yesterday, before the show opened. Imogen refused.
I didn't try to sell any of Imogen's work yesterday, I swear. She made me promise not to. I wouldn't have killed her for that or anything else.
You didn't kill her. Have you looked at your books lately, Mr. Peterson?
My book? Why, no. I leave all of that to Pauline.
The ever-helpful, trusty assistant. The assistant who talked about nothing but money all night. And the assistant who was helping herself to some of your profit. I wondered why money was her favorite subject, and I took a peek at your books, did a quick test on the ledger. It doesn't add up right. She must have taken a bit more than she could conceal and thought she could replace the missing funds with a secret sale.
Pauline?
The sale of that pile of junk would have covered everything I'd taken. But no, Imogen wouldn't allow it. Then I remembered. Art increases in value after the artist dies, and if she was gone, we could sell her stuff at whatever price we wanted. So I rigged up the spear and waited for the right moment. We could have made a fortune, Jasper, you and me. I did it all for you. I stole the money to buy you the gifts I gave you. I would have made you a lot more money, bought you a lot more gifts. But this bunch spoiled it.
You spoiled it by embezzling funds and committing murder. You're under arrest, Miss Miller.
Oh, I don't think so, Copper. I've got one of the grenades from the sculpture here in my hand. Imogen thought they'd all been rendered harmless, but I found one she missed. Don't come near me or I'll pull the pin and blow us all to smithereens.
Good gracious, woman! Don't do that! You'll ruin my paintings, and then where would you be? Think of all the profits lost!
What? Oh!
I think I'm getting the hang of this sneaking up on criminals and knocking them out. Nobody is going to ruin art when I'm around, Miss Miller.
Nice work, Flame. You even managed to grab the grenade with a pin still in it.
O'Leary, take that grenade very gently from Miss MacDowd and take it out to the back, please, and call the bomb squad. Very clever, Will Ruby. How did you figure it out and so quickly?
Things people said, a headless teddy bear, and a dress covered in eyes.
Huh?
I'll explain all over drinks at the Aloha Club. Aristide, you're buying.
What a thrilling evening! My heart weeps for Imogen. She was a bright spirit in the art world when she was here, and now she will be its wraith. The drama, the emotion, the ideas for new creations are flooding my brain like a burst dam.
Is he for real?
Yeah, as real as an artist gets.
Will, what was all that about headless teddy bears and eyes on the dress?
They were part of the how. When Imogen was speared, I thought someone had just grabbed it from the sculpture and thrown it. But the wound was too deep for that. We would have seen someone do that anyway, and we hadn't. So the spear was shot from something. Sure enough, I found a rig like a crossbow buried in the sculpture. That meant the murder was premeditated. But how could someone have shot it without being seen? I got the answer when I brought George over to see the body. I happened to look over at the sculpture. There was an empty space in the sculpture, a hole right where the head of a teddy bear should have been. The only part of the teddy bear we would have seen from where we were standing were its eyes.
Pauline's dress had eyes painted all over it. I thought it was odd when I saw her. She's not usually one for frivolities. So she used it for camouflage.
Bingo.
It's all my fault. If I hadn't insisted on creative dress.
No, she would have found another way. She was desperate. I can't help but feel it's my fault. I should have paid more attention. It's hard to see what you aren't looking for, Mr. Peterson. I would suggest that you look from now on. Okay, I need to get home. Good night, everyone. Will, my office tomorrow morning so we can wrap this up.
Yes, brother dear.
Nice guy.
He is indeed. I'm growing quite fond of the entire Ruby clan. Will, sir, you were spectacular this evening. You more than earned your fee.
Speaking of that unusual fee, would you be upset if I gave one of that pair to a certain fan of yours? I think she earned it.
Not at all, and I agree heartily. Anyone who both replicates my work in sequins and knocks out a grenade-wielding lunatic with a hatchet, no less, deserves at least a masterpiece.
Good. Flame, I'll let you pick which Hollywood you want.
Thanks. I'll treasure it always, for more than one reason.
May I see them before you two squirrel them away forever?
I don't think so. I like to keep a little mystery around.
I know. That's why I'm here.
Brother.
This has been another episode of The Adventures of William Ruby, Private Detective, brought to you by Sugar Twinkles Cereal. Sugar Twinkles. They're made with sugar for energy and a fairy dusting of 8 vitamins and minerals to make it twinkly healthy. Grown-ups and kids alike love Sugar Twinkles. Make it a part of your breakfast. Tonight's cast included Lauren Baumbauer, Val Kuhns, Mike Luce, Richard Tatum, Raishel Wasserman, and Keith Wright. Cast member Emeritus, Helen Allemano. Story by Val Kuhns. Sound patterns by Val Kuhns. This has been a Q Footsteps production.
Whee!
Sugar Twinkles!
Sugar twinkles!
Go back to the station, Wallace. I'm going to sign you up for a refresher course on Cas Bloody Gabak.
I love that course. I've taken it twice.
Nalamsha!
It's the Nalamsha. It's not complete without it.